You must be Sammy Joe.
I am. You must be Tom Flores.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I am. I am. Oh, I'm sorry about the phone. We'll take care of that.
That's
All
fine.
right.
Congratulations, Mr. Flores.
Thank you very much. It's been a big, long day, and it's not over yet, so it's kind of fun. It's been a remarkable, fun day.
Let me start by congratulating you on a long overdue honor. Congratulations. You are going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have accomplished so much in your career. How does this rank amongst all of your accomplishments?
Well, this kind of is the crossing of the T, the dot on the I of a journey that means you did a good job. You did a nice job in what you did, and that's what I want to be remembered as. I was a professional. I was a good professional with success, and I did a pretty good job.
This year, they pulled out all the stops to make sure the Pro Football Hall of Fame knew we need you in the Hall of Fame this year. What did it feel like to have all of that backing and support from government to your hometown?
Well, it kind of woke up a lot of people, including myself, when I started looking at all the stuff that I had done and all the people that had been affected by it. I said, "Wow, I've had a pretty good life. I've had a," and it brought out a lot of knowledge to a lot of people that didn't really know. I kind of got, I kind of got lost along the way, and people said, "Well, who?" Oh, yeah, and then when they start looking at some of the things that I did over a 61-year career, then they realized that I contributed a lot to this profession, and I hopefully contributed well. Yeah.
You contributed a lot. You were definitely trailblazing out there and being the first starting quarterback, Latino quarterback out there. I mean, you absolutely set a path for future different ethnicities going into the NFL. Did you even know at that point how big that was?
No, no, I don't think any of us was started back in 1960 and then through the 60s with the old American Football League and the National League at the time. I don't think we realized how big this sport was going to be, the potential behind it, until all of a sudden it caught on about midway through the 60s with television growing the way it did. And then all of a sudden you realize, whoa, where is Oakland? Oh, there is Oakland. And then what is the National Football League? And all of this stuff, and where it became so popular and such a dynamic and forceful league that everybody loved it. And now it's one of the best professions in professional sports, very popular. And to be a pioneer in that is quite a privilege, really.
You not only made a name for Oakland to go, oh, yeah, that's where Oakland is, but you also made it more of a statement for the Valley, Sanger specifically, but for the Valley. What was that like to put the Valley on the map and go, hey, there's these big towns in LA and San Diego and San Francisco, but we're here too.
Yeah. Well, you're growing up, you take a lot of things for granted, but then as you get older, you reflect. You say, we had some pretty good players that came out of San Joaquin Valley. Rayford Johnson out of Kingsbury, Bob Mathias out of Tulare. The great baseball players out of Fresno High School, Seaver, and recently, most recently Derek Carr and his group out of Fresno State. So we had quarterbacks. LaMonica came out of Clovis. I came out of Sanger. So this was quite a feat for the San Joaquin Valley. And I always contested that we've had some great athletes, some great pros. And why don't we have the respect that we should? And we're finally starting to get the respect that we should.
And you're definitely helping with that. So thank you. We appreciate that here in the Valley. There's so much love for you in Sanger, in the Valley. in Oakland from Raider Nation. It's nonstop. Is that a little overwhelming? I mean, you are a living legend.
Yeah, it is. It's overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes it gives me a pretty strong emotion. Sometimes I even get tears because I'm easy. I'm an easy mark for tears. My daughter and I, but it does. It gives me a great feeling when that happens. It really does, and it's hard to explain why, but it's taken a long time. But now it's here. Now I think the Valley and the Sanger and Fresno and the Old American Football League, the Raiders, wherever they're playing, it's been a great journey, and it's not over.
That's right. It's not over. You are traveling to Canton, Ohio on early August, because the ceremony is the 8th. Do you have any celebratory plans in the meantime? I know you had a dinner with your family earlier tonight.
I don't have anything really planned because we're kind of handicapped by this COVID thing. It's what we can do. If it wasn't for the COVID, I would be back in Tampa right now, where I coached my very first where I coached my second Super Bowl as head coach, Super Bowl 18. But because of the COVID, they asked me, do I want to go? And I chose to stay home because it wasn't worth it with they weren't having all the activities that they normally have. I'd rather save up and rest up and stay healthy for the August. So a lot of things are restricted, which is we're kind of missing out on some of it. But I think the National Football League has done an incredible job of getting this season through and finishing the season. When back 5 months ago, I would have said, no, there's no way. There's no way this is going to happen with what's going on. But they got through it, and now here we are, the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, one of the biggest events of professional sports, and they're pulling it off, yeah.
So I have to ask you, and I think I know who you're going to pull for, but just for giggles, let's ask, who's winning the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Well, my feelings are for Kansas City. I played with Kansas City for 2 years. I got my first Super Bowl ring. I still have my red jersey hanging in the closet. So I don't think it fits anymore, but I might try it on tomorrow. I'm an AFL guy. I'm big on tradition, and because of that, I'm going that. But having said that, it's hard to go against Tom Brady. It's pretty hard to go against Tom Brady. So I'm favoring Kansas City, but don't count Brady out.
I think we've all learned not to count him out over just the playoffs alone and the past however many years he's been in the league. For you, when you were playing versus coaching, what did you have a better time doing? Leading the team on the field or from the sideline?
Oh, playing was the most fun. There's nothing like playing, and the roar of the crowd when you take the field, when you throw a big play, maybe a big pass or run or something that big happens, the excitement that you feel on the field is just hard to explain. When I stopped playing and I went into coaching, I still try to put myself in the huddle, and by putting myself in the huddle mentally, I could still get that feel, that same high, especially when I was head coach and calling the plays. When I became a radio announcer for 21 years, I put myself in the huddle again because that was one way to get into the game, get into the heat of the battle and excitement. And in doing so, you did a better job as broadcasting the game, Greg Papa and I, for 21 years. So we had a great time, and with a team that was my team, I loved for many years.
Do you have a message for Raider Nation? Because I know when the news came out on social media, which is its own animal, people just left and right retweeting, liking, favoriting, all these things, because we're just so excited to finally see you get the nod that we all know should be there.
Well, my only message is thank you. Thank you for having my back. Thank you for supporting me all these years through the ups and the downs and always being there for me. The Raider Nation is one of a kind. I'll never forget them, and I never want them to forget me. And it's been a great journey. And like I said, it's not over yet. The nation is powerful, and go Raiders! Yeah,
When did you find out?
a week ago.
What?
Yeah, I know.
You kept it
Listen,
very tight-lipped with me.
I'm sorry, I've been going crazy myself. My wife and I, we found out a week ago, or actually 6 days ago, and we were asked to keep it quiet. I tell you, we kept it quiet. We didn't even tell our kids until yesterday,
Wow.
and that's hard to do. That's really hard to do nowadays. And as soon as you tell somebody, and it happened today, I told a friend of mine who's a sports writer. I told him about it, and I said, and before they even went on the air on the East Coast, I thought it was going to go in the air here at 6 o'clock, but it didn't. So he revealed it around almost 6 o'clock West Coast time, which was a little too early, and all of a sudden my phone just started ringing and ringing, and my email and my text, and it's not over yet.
When you got the call and they said, okay, you're in a week ago, what was your reaction? Were there tears?
Well, there were tears, but I didn't get the call. I got the knock on the door here in my home. And David Baker came all the way out to Palm Springs, California. He knocked on the door. He and Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, knocked on our door. And my wife and I and Barbara answered it. And there they were. And all of a sudden, David Baker, he fills up the whole room, realized what was going on. And there were tears. Yeah, there were both tears from my wife, Barbara, and I. And the tears still flow. I'm an easy crier. I didn't take much to make me. I could cry at a dog story on TV.
Well, I'm glad that they are tears of joy. Congratulations again. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing more of that induction ceremony and getting to celebrate you and your legendary success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. And hi to all my friends in San Joaquin Valley, up Fresno, Sanger, all those big metropolises like Parlier and Del Rey and Selma, all the biggies. Thank you.